Okay, this is my little talk about on birthing and your different options for birthing. What to expect when you're birthing. And so the day of, you're going to, or maybe even the day before, most women feel a burst of energy and need to get their birthing area ready. And it's kind of your baby cueing you that, you know, he or she is ready to come. And so a good thing to do is to calm down, take a breath, and this is why it's important to watch videos now. Make a list of those things that you need to get ready, things, you know, that I described in some of my other videos. And so once you've gotten that ready and you have your room set up the way that you want to see it for when you birth, then you can move on to that next step, which is most people receive a bloody show, or some people just have that instinct. They know they're in labor, you know, because it feels different, you know. They also have lightning down there. If you did have back pains, all of a sudden that's gone now, and so that's another cue that your baby is excited to see you. And so some things that you can expect is some people have their water break, where a lot of water will come out, and you can tell it doesn't feel like when you're going, you know, when you're urinating, it just feels different. So it's very warm, a lot comes out, and so that's another cue that your baby is excited to see you. And so the next step is a good thing that people usually don't have ready, you know, that you can set off to the side of your bed, is a protective sheet. And so you're just gonna want to lay that down, turn on some beautiful music. I don't know if you can hear the music I have on now, but just relaxing music. My favorite music, you know, is classical to help calm me down. Any kind of stress relieving music, or anything that's going to help put you in that calm state, whatever it may be. A lot of times I would take a bath, and usually for me that would help get things going, or, you know, for some women it slows it down. But your body's going to do what it needs to, so just, your baby's going to talk to you, he's going to be telling you the things that he needs. Most of the time it's going to be for you to calm down, because the baby understands, and I know this because it's what my baby told me. He understands that the calmer you are, the more that baby can do his job on moving through there. Because really, your job is just to remain calm and to let nature take its course, you know, especially, this was such a big helpful tip for me, is when you're having those surges, I like to call them, a lot of the medical terms are contractions and that kind of thing, is not to resist them, to actually let them happen. And the more that you just allow them to do their thing, allow it to open up your vagina and that kind of thing, the more that it's not going to be painful. You know, you're gonna feel maybe pressure, or even some, not all. I didn't feel any on my third one. And so I was actually shocked that I wasn't feeling anything, because my other two, you know, it kept getting less and less. And so that was something key that I wish I would have learned with my first one, is to let the surges open you up. That's their job. That's why they push in together, is it pushes this part and opens up down below. And so it's just helping move the baby down, and your job is just to relax and to let that come. And so at one point you're going to feel a need to sing to your baby, and what I mean by singing to your baby is those deep tones that you hear a lot of women give, where they go ho and that kind of thing. And when you do that sound, it helps open up down there even more, and it's actually a very soothing sound for the baby. That certain pitch and that kind of thing, just, it relaxes all your muscles, it relaxes the baby, it's how the baby is able to relax as well as your muscles, so that you can birth in the most natural way, in the most comfortable way. And so you're going to find out that the more you listen to your body and trust that your body knows what it's doing, that you're not going to go through the typical thing of what you watch on TV shows where, you know, what it looks like is that they're in pain, you know, and that kind of thing. Birth is beautiful, it's natural, and you are a being, you can choose whether or not you're going to have pain or not. And I know this because, I mean, I can stub my toe and go through that instant phase of just controlling it and not feel any of it and just go, okay, you know, and just let that go. It's the same thing. Your body knows exactly how to deal with the pain if you'll let it do it, where it's not even going to be pain. It's actually, for me, it was joy. It was absolutely exhilarating. It was amazing and shocking too, because I wasn't I didn't think it would be like that. And I had also heard other women who had actually been through that through their hypnotherapy and that kind of thing. And so I think it's good to understand how to do hypnotherapy to keep practicing. And how you do that is to go in a state where you're in just a total state of relaxation, that you feel like you're in a different room type of thing. And so there's, you know, tons of great hypnotherapy courses that you can check out. Just Google it. I don't have any recommendations right now, because I think they're all just as good, and I understand that I can even do that myself now. And so, but if you need a little bit more help, just, you know, look it up, see some good hypnotherapy audio tapes. And usually a good analogy to use is kind of like how you know you're using hypnotherapy is when you think about a lemon. All of a sudden, if you think about it a lot, you can start to smell the lemon. Well, that is you actually doing hypnotherapy. And so it's the same state, that kind of thing, where you feel, instead of typically what they call pain, it's actually joy, you know, because you're being able to change your mental focus to something more enjoyable. And so after you start breathing your baby, it's going to get to, then you're going to feel this urge to push. And I recommend women listen to that. I think it's so important to have a midwife who's supportive with you, who does not pressure you and say, no, you need to stop, or you need to hurry and do this and this and this, and it's stress. You don't need it. And that's essentially why I started doing unassisted birthing, is because I trusted my body enough to know, and got it, that my body knows exactly what it needs. So again, make sure you have a midwife who's not going to pressure you and that kind of thing. Talk to them beforehand, you know, give them scenarios and that kind of thing. See what they feel about you. If you feel the need to push and they say, well, sometimes, you know, you don't need to push, especially if you're going to rip and that kind of thing. My body knew that to not rip, I just held myself down there where I felt it stretching. I held that. And the baby came out just fine. I didn't rip or tear, and even on my third one I did no ripping and tearing because I was just so relaxed. And so that is the first most important thing, is to make sure the mother is relaxed and comfortable. And so that's going to help you a lot. And so after the baby, after your pushes, will come out, and I also think it's wonderful. I recommend doing this, that while your baby's coming down, to feel down with your fingers, feel where the head is, because when you do that, when you feel how close it is, it's going to excite you. You're going to be in tears just thinking about how excited you are to see this being. And so, and it's going to make the baby even more excited to see you. And that's why I just keep thinking about, while I'm birthing, is how anxious I was just to hold this beautiful being, and how excited this baby is to see me, that he's ready for me to give him a hug. And so your baby will come out. And also another thing too, before I have to recommend this, is if they do tell you that your baby is in a posterior position or upside down and that kind of thing, that you can talk to your baby and just keep focusing on what position it's supposed to be and just say, okay, I need you to turn. There are some exercises that you can do to help turn that baby, which I've done and they work really well. One being to put your bum up higher than your head and be on all fours, but keep your head down real low, and then just kind of rotate your hips and move your belly around to help move that baby, and just keep talking to your baby. Just say, I need you to turn this way, I need you to be head down, I need your face to be facing my bum so that I can birth you the way that, you know, would be best for us and that kind of thing. And so that's another good tip I would be doing way beforehand, before the birthing process begins. Just keep talking to your baby. He's waiting for you, or she is waiting for you to work as a team. And so after your baby is born, you're going to want to push out the rest of it, which is, you know, the easy, it's very simple, that kind of thing. You're just going to push again and the baby is going to come out, and you can catch it or your midwife can catch it. I know a lot of people are concerned about the cord wrapped around and that kind of thing, but again, remember, your baby does listen to you. And if it is, it's no need to panic. Your baby's been inside you, you know, that way, and so it's just a simple moving it around. Keep calm. Everything's fine. And so you unloop the cord, and then the cord is fine. If there's any, you know, knots, you may need to do some different procedures. I really don't know that area, but if there isn't any and it's fine, do not feel rushed to push out your placenta. I think a lot of people need to realize that your placenta can be in there a lot longer than an hour, even though some midwives may disagree. That after an hour, if it's still left in there, then they have to, you know, it's a complication. But, you know, I've heard about stories where placentas were still left in their bodies for a couple days, you know, 3 or 4, and they're fine. And so don't feel rushed in that. Again, have someone who's going to support you in what you feel is best for yourself. And so after that, your placenta will come when it needs to. It did that on all of mine. I told all the midwives I want it to come when I want it to come. The only one that I felt more rushed on was maybe my last one. I felt like I needed to rush to get it out, which I did not like. And so your placenta will come when it needs to. And then it will just, you know, ease out, and you can do a lotus birth. If you don't know what that is, look it up. If not, then you simply just clamp the cord. You can tie some string around it, but I recommend, you know, clamps. And so I think most midwives will provide that. When you're doing an unassisted birth, we had to find someone who had clamps and to use those. And then you'll just clamp it. Definitely make sure the placenta cord is not pulsing, because that's the blood that the baby needs. And then just listen to your instincts. Listen to when you want to cut the cord if you're going to. And then so after the cord is cut, another important thing I recommend is to hold your baby right away. Make sure you are the first person that holds that baby, and that the baby is right next to your chest if you're you know, try nursing it right away, because that's going to help all that mucus to come out too, you know. Or there's the other option, you know, you can use a syringe and help, you know, suck things out and that kind of thing. I mean, there's so many options that you can do. Just listen to your body on what it wants. I mean, you can, you know, suck the mucus out, you know, with your mouth and that kind of thing. Or you can use a syringe, or you can nurse the baby. I mean, I watched other videos where the other mom, she didn't even bother, you know, emptying out the fluid that might have been in the baby's stomach, she just let the baby come out and hooked the baby right on and started nursing it. So, you know, you have options, relax, that kind of thing. And so that's just definitely I recommend keeping your baby close to you. And if you feel like you need to weigh it, then, or if you want to wait on weighing the baby, it is your baby, and know that. So again, make sure you have a midwife who supports you, or a partner who supports you, that if you want to hold the baby longer, that's okay, that he does or she does not need to be weighed right after. And so keep the baby close to you and just enjoy your baby, because your baby is so excited to be with you. And so you're going to have an amazing birthing experience. Listen to your heart, and let this be a lesson.